And then we were coming back.
Alright, good evening, everybody. It's now 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the Town of Greensboro on September the 18th, 2025 Town Council meeting to order. If you would please rise and pledge the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank everybody for showing up tonight. I don't see our pastor here tonight, so all of you can say a silent prayer for yourself and for all of us. Onto the agenda, I need a vote from the motion from the council to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
And a second.
Proclamation needs to be changed.
All right.
Make that change in anything.
All right, so the only thing that we're gonna change on this, as you see on the agenda, is the name of the proclamation, which is item 10I. Instead of domestic violence awareness, it is the Greensboro Goes Purple month. So with that change, I'll still look for a motion then with that change. And a second?
I'll second it with the change.
All in favor? Opposed? Agenda's approved. Alright. So I'll look for the minutes from the August 21st meeting. I'm sure all of you had the opportunity to review them. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Alright, and if not, then I'll look for a motion to approve. And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. Okay, item number 5. We have a public hearing tonight on ordinance 2025-0-06, which is an ordinance of the town of Greensboro to amend the Greensboro Town Code Charter, Chapter 11, to establish reasonable regulations for the control of weeds and grass, and regulate the placement of refuge and waste. And I know we discussed this some at our last meeting, so the meeting is now open. If anybody here would like to have a comment, public comment. All right, hearing none, I'll leave this open until we get later down. It's on our, further down on the agenda, so for the time, I will leave it open in case any of you think of something that you might like to say later. All right, so we'll move on to item number 6, which is public comment. And the first one on here is Kim Murray.
I'm gonna pass.
You're gonna pass, all right. William Schaffner. Do you like to speak?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to just,
We know who you are, but please state your name for the record.
William Schaffner,
Thank you.
30-year resident of Greensboro. I'd like to, just reiterate one more time, not to be redundant, but because I think it's important, that, we do consider moving the comment section to later in the meeting. That being said, I wanna thank the town for, helping and having the willingness to assist the Historical Society in their move. Brandon, thank you for moving the bench, or what used to be a bench. I think it ended up being just a pile of rubble, probably when you picked it up. But thank you for taking care of that. Thank you for the space that has been offered. We may need to have that temporary space because we've got so much stuff packed, and we can't get in our building yet because of all the repairs that are being done in there. So I think may be taking you up, I'll give you as far ahead notice, as I can, so you guys know. But I did wanna thank you for your consideration for that, and I did put in a request, I will leave that as it is, town manager knows, and, hope you'll give us some consideration. But thank you for all you've done for us. And I was also told by the president to, mention to you, we'll give you ample notice, but there's 2 faceplates on the sign down there. We did buy those. At some point, we're gonna take them out, won't damage the sign, and we'll wrap it, so that water and moisture and stuff doesn't get in it. Cause we're gonna use those, to help save some money in using them for our sign. And for you, whoever's playing in the golf tournament tomorrow, good luck, I hope you enjoy yourselves. And, we have really one super nice prize from Hognet. They donated a round of golf for 4, including a cart. So that's pretty cool. Good luck to you, hope somebody in here wins.
All right,
Thank you.
we'll see you there.
No, I work.
Ah, I have you in my thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, department reports, Cindy, would you like to give a report for the police department and public works?
I think I can speak loud enough for everyone to hear me. So the first list is gonna be for the police department. So the red speed enforcement, the red speed, automated speed enforcement cameras located on Main Street at Greensboro Elementary School issued 415 speeding violations during the month of August. There is an attached report which you can find on Town Hall Streams that's been uploaded for details, of the violations, statistics, and supporting data. The red speed automatic speed enforced cameras are currently located on Main Street at Greensboro Elementary School. Oh, same thing, sorry. Please see the attached reports for details. Active investigations, the Greensboro Police Department has 23 ongoing. Training assignments, Chief Trams and Sergeant Adams attended their annual firearms training this month. This mandatory training ensures that all officers remain certified, proficient, and up-to-date on safety standards and best practices. Chief and Sergeant Adams attended their annual firearm trainings this month to substantiate that. Back to school, the Town of Greensboro Police Department is pleased to report that the opening day of the 2025-2026 school year at Greensboro Elementary School was a success. On September the 2nd, our officers were on site and in surrounding neighborhoods to help ensure a smooth and safe start to the school year. Some of the key activities were increased patrol and presence at the school zones and bus stops to protect students and ease parents' concerns. Traffic control during morning drop-offs and afternoon dismissals to maintain safe traffic flow. School zone speed enforcements used the red speed cameras, and on-site patrol units to drive drivers to slow down. Positive interactions with students and families, reinforcing both our community to communicate policing and youth safety. And there were no significant incidents that were reported, so it was a good day. On another note, all 4 town Greensboro Police Department cruisers have now been lettered. So we have 2 with ghost lettering for a more discreet appearance, and we have 2 with regular lettering for high visibility. This update enhances both the professional look and the operational versatility of our fleet. So let's see, and then we currently would like to share some good news with the community. The Town of Greensboro has hired a new police officer to join our police department, who will be officially introduced at our upcoming Town Council workshop meeting in October. At that time, the community will have an opportunity to meet him and learn more about his role in the department. We look forward to having him serve our town and contribute to the safety and well-being of our residents.
I have a question. I don't know if it's coming up later in your report or in Lindsay's, but in light of the change in the laws for speed camera violations, are we gonna talk about that later?
Yes, I've already started to work on that and change the ordinance.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well aware of it. That's my copy here attached. Public Works Department, for water disconnects, there was 5 complete. Routine town maintenance, cutting grass, trimming, brush pickup, and other standard upkeeps throughout the town. The meter and MTU verification, updating meter numbers and MTU data, to verify accuracy and update inventory records. That's been an ongoing project now for a little over a month. We hope to complete that by the end of October. So it is a little bit time consuming. Bulk pickup, we had 2 loads this month that were collected. Let's see. We had USG, who is our meter company, come in and they completed 28 work orders. We had water leaks, addressed a water leak at Waitlisburg Road near Rolling Meadows, lead joint. Equipment service, we had Dennis Sales perform calibration and annual service on chlorinators and regulators at all wells. We met with MDE and Caroline County at the old wastewater treatment plant. MDE is requesting a survey to annex the property into town limits. They're not actually requesting, they are making it mandatory that we do that. New meter installations, hook up new meters in Kinnaman Meadows, housing development selling quickly. Street light upgrades, Delmarva Power replaced 20 additional street lights with LED fixtures. Nearly the entire town is now converted to LED street lighting. On Friday September the 13th at approximately 3 p.m. a water main break occurred in the town of Greensboro. A public works team responded immediately and worked throughout the night until 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, September the 14th to complete repairs and restore service. During the incident, we encountered challenges with traffic control around the work site. We recognize the inconvenience this caused and are currently developing an improved traffic control plan to ensure smoother, safer handling of similar situations in the future. We thank our residents for their patience and understanding while emergency repairs were made. State Highway will be closing the road, which was supposed to be tomorrow, but they ended up doing it today, so that work has been done. On Saturday, September the 14th, the town received a call reporting that the Mill Street pump station was not operating. A sewer overflow had occurred at a nearby residence. Public Works responded immediately and determined that the pump station had tripped and failed to reset properly. Staff restored operation and took corrective measures to prevent further overflow and protect public health.
Is that alarm?
It's got a red alert alarm, but it did,
Doesn't
when it
have a
reset,
phone.
it,
Doesn't have a phone.
no, and we're looking into that. That's something that Brendan and I had considered when I made a round with him one day to look at all of them. So it is something we're gonna consider getting a proposal for. Public Works for Goldsboro, we had an emergency call out response to a clogged pump at the Goldsboro facility. The issue was addressed promptly to maintain proper system operation. Routine operations conducted daily pump station readings and maintenance to ensure all equipment is functioning correctly and efficiently. During the most recent inspection period, the town identified 32 code violations across various properties. Door hangers were placed at each location to notify property owners of the violation and provide instructions for corrective action. The code enforcement team will continue to follow up inspections to ensure compliance and assist residents with understanding the required standards.
Do those door hangers seem to be helping?
I think so.
I feel.
Good.
A lot better than the mail
Yeah.
that was coming out. Wastewater treatment plant update. After a recent storm, the Moxie controller at the wastewater treatment plant failed, causing rising levels in the system. To prevent an overflow, 5,000 gallons of waste were hauled out as an emergency measure. Unfortunately, an obsolete replacement order just days earlier just arrived in time and was installed, bringing the system back online. We also received an updated quote of $7,949 to replace the controller with modem components for a more reliable long-term solution. And a copy of that bill is in your
Should we be able to
packet.
control it with your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. That's sold the price, and it's not a bad price if you can control the phone. If you can't control the phone, it's a lot.
Community engagement, the annual car show held on August the 30th was an incredible success. We welcomed about 200 registered cars, enjoyed great music, awesome food, and beautiful weather, making it our third straight year of growth. A heartfelt thank you goes out to all the volunteers, sponsors, participants, and community members who helped make this event possible. After covering all expenses, we raised over $16,000. These funds will allow us to run the basketball program for another year, free to all participants. Thank you for your continued support and for making Greensboro events such a highlight of our community life. Job openings for Public Works. The town of Greensboro is pleased to announce that we have hired a new Public Works technician who will begin work on October the 1st. The new team member brings 10 years of experience, and we look forward to welcoming him to our staff and community. We received over 115 applications for an additional Public Works technician position, which was just posted on Indeed on Saturday, September the 13th. From those applicants pooled, 7 qualified candidates were interviewed. An offer will be extended and the position will be filled within the next 2 weeks.
Good news. Anybody have any questions about those two reports? Our esteemed town attorney, good evening.
Hello, good to see you all.
Good to see you.
The only update I have this evening is that I have no update on the HALO petition for judicial review. We had the court hearing. After the hearing, I filed a memorandum as the judge had asked. We haven't received anything yet, so as soon as I do, I will let you know. I also want to introduce you to Jen, who is an attorney that joined our office, so she will be assisting with the town. So hopefully, we can now have meeting coverage.
Good, good. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy your time.
Me too.
It will be longer lived.
Is that all you have?
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything for Lindsay? Town manager, back up again.
So my report's not gonna be as bad as it's been, hopefully. The last month I've concentrated on our MCSJ, utility billing system. So this is where we took a deep dive to try to figure out how we could correct the problems from when the initial install was done. We contacted MCSJ and they provided 3 team members to come out on Wednesday and provide free training. They spent pretty much the whole day in here answering questions and giving us fixes to some of the problems we were having. With that being said, they also offered to come back in and help set the system up correctly. So correcting all of the codes that were improperly inputted into the system, fixing the bank accounts that would help us get to maybe where we need to be with the 2024 audit, and fix some of the little glitches that we've got in the system. During this time, I did find some items that were set up incorrectly during the initial install. So there was accounts that had been marked do not cut off, which prevented inclusion in the cutoff reports. So when we were sending these cutoff reports out to Public Works to turn water off for non-payment, there was several that were missed because of this box being checked on their account. That has been rectified. There was quite a few accounts that were not being billed for trash service. We did go back in, we did verify that they did have trash service. That again has been corrected. We fixed the accounts that were being flat rate billed as discussed last month, so that's all been corrected. There were accounts that were billed for water but not sewer, or sewer for not water, and again, those have all been corrected. All I can say is I'm not quite sure how all that happened, other than the initial setup just was not properly done. And there was just glitches in the system, that codes were not matching up. So I think that, you know, moving forward, especially with this most recent billing that went out, I can tell you we manually sit down and went through every single bill Anything that looked like it had a discrepancy, we pulled and we manually went out and checked everything and then sent out a corrected bill. That was about 770 bills that we did by hand. For the utility billing, property owners are responsible. So per our town code, the property owner is responsible for all utility billing. Therefore, utility bills will be issued only to the property owner's account and mailing address. If a property owner wishes for a tenant to receive a copy of that utility bill, the owner must email us to grant permission. Upon receipt of the authorization, the town staff will email a copy of the bill to the designated tenant. So that's something else that we were doing. We were sending out duplicate bills, so the owner would get one and the tenant would get one, increasing the amount of bills that we were mailing out. Staffing, so we are revising current staff responsibility and have posted for an opening for an additional staff member on Indeed. We've received 59 applications and are in the process of scheduling interviews. The Verizon, these are updates, the Verizon Fleet GPS, they've been installed in all town vehicles and are performing well. The system will better provide tracking and help reduce fuel costs as well as staff responsibilities. And of course, Brandon already updated on the meter and MTU project. The Republic trash receptacles, all trash receptacles at apartment complexes have been removed or reassigned as of September of this year. The Legit Insurance, I met with the Legit team and reviewed the replacement cost of some of our assets. Legit indicated that they use a non-local company for valuation and have the right, and we have the right to dispute or refuse the cost. I plan to meet with another insurance carrier and compare pricing and coverage to ensure the town is receiving the best value. And just an announcement, we will be holding a surplus sale in October, and that's gonna be for items from the police department and public works as well as the town hall. So there'll be more information on that. For the fiscal year 23 audit, it is still with the auditors. They have not requested any additional information since the August 13th request for a balance sheet. So we're still keeping our fingers crossed that they are moving along with that. Like I said, they've not requested anything, so I know they have everything completed. I reviewed the Comcast billing. We reviewed 4 accounts costing the town over $14,000 annually for internet services. We eliminated unnecessary static IP address on 2 accounts after consulting with the new IT providers. That saves us over $720 per year. We have also contacted Comcast to enroll in their municipality program to further reduce costs. Delmarva Power, I have been looking at all of those bills. We have quite a few. So we are evaluating solar lighting options for our flagpoles, which currently cost on average $75 a month for the flagpoles. Most of that.
Is that per pole then, right?
That's per pole,
Yep.
per month, per pole, per month. The bill is only about $30, the rest of it is delivery. Yes. We're seeking additional ways to reduce our electrical expense by reviewing every account and looking for ways to cut usage. The Planning Commission leadership, Donald Starkey was sworn in as chair and Ryan Maston as vice chair. We thank Cheryl Jones for 30 years of dedicated service to the town of Greensboro Planning Commission and wish her well in her future endeavors. I did have something special for Cheryl, but unfortunately she was out of town today. So we hope to have her in maybe on the next meeting. The pump station relocation grant. We met with MDE and Caroline County Planning regarding the $2.4 million grant to relocate the Greensboro Road pump station. MDE requires annexation of the new property into town limits. A property survey will be complete next week, and the resolution and ordinance related to the annexation are being introduced at tonight's meeting. And again, MDE is requiring that annexation before we can move forward. Sutton Park, that's the grant that we got for $250,000 from DNR. I met with Michael from DNR regarding this, submitted plans. We expect to begin work on the first phase of this project in October. And just a closing statement. Staff continues to work diligently on ongoing projects and initiatives to serve the residents and businesses of Greensburg. We welcome any question or guidance from the council.
Well, thank you. It's a very informative report. Sounds like things are moving in a good direction, so we appreciate all your hard efforts and everybody on your staff and certainly Brandon, you and your people that worked all day and then worked all night, with the water leak out there until the wee hours of the morning, and then you had to roll out of bed again the next day and go to another issue. We certainly appreciate everything you do, and I hope that the public is aware and appreciates your work. Okay, so moving on, anybody have any questions for the town manager before I move on? Nope, okay. Moving on to, old business, we still have the public comment open, for the ordinance, 25-0-06. Has anybody thought of anything they would like to say about this? If not, I will close the, public hearing, and then we'll move on with the ordinance, which is an ordinance for the town of Greensboro to amend the Greensboro Town Code Charter, Chapter 11, to establish reasonable regulations for the control of weeds and grass and regulate the placement of refuse and waste. Alright, so I know the council, has seen and reviewed this ordinance, so is there any further discussion on the ordinance?
No.
None.
Alright, if not, then I, will look for a motion to approve the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-0-6.
And a second.
Second.
Would you please poll the council for the vote?
Christina?
Yay.
Joe?
Yay.
Bobby?
Yay.
Keith?
Alright, so the ordinance is passed. I will be passing around to you folks for your signature. If you would, please. Which one? I'm gonna go back and read that. Okay. So, while you were signing that, I'm gonna go ahead, and apparently I skipped over I failed to read and announce that on August the 21st, the town council met in closed session to obtain legal counsel. Those intended were Commissioner Berulia, Mayor Spencer, Commissioner Harrison, Commissioner Robinson, and Commissioner Noon, Town Manager Cindy Yost, and Christina Watowski, attorney. Did I get that right?
Yes?
Legal advice was obtained regarding illegal use of ARPA funds in 2023. Legal advice was obtained regarding annexation agreement between the town and Cherrywood Solar, and no votes were made. Okay? Thank you for keeping me straight. It's a hard job. All right, moving on to new business. We have resolution 25-R-02, which we'll be introducing tonight, and it's a resolution of the town of Greensboro to annex certain lands located at 13514 Greensboro Road, consisting of 40,075 square feet of land, more or less, and to provide for the terms and conditions of the annexation. And this is the property that you heard our town manager talk about, where the old plant was, and we wanna move the pump station out. So, that's all we need for that.
I'll introduce it.
You gonna introduce it? All right. Commissioner Noon, we're gonna introduce that?
And for that, you do have to refer it to the planning commission, and you will have to have a public hearing, so we'll have to advertise it for 2 consecutive weeks. I think we have enough time to get it on your second October meeting,
Okay.
so hopefully.
We're gonna have it on our first.
She said October. Well, you're not aware what we've talked about, because of issues with the council being available on the, meeting of the 16th. I think we're gonna switch our meeting, the regular meeting, to the second. They're gonna talk about it tonight, vote on it, so that we'll have a sitting council. If we hold it on the 16th, we wouldn't have a So is that gonna have a problem with your?
I don't think we have enough time to advertise. We have to advertise for 2 consecutive weeks, and the public hearing has to be 15 days after the second advertising.
So if that's the case, then we could still have the workshop on the 16th. There, unless one of the three that are gonna be here are not gonna be here, then you could still have that meeting, workshop, and let them vote on it. But you need to vote on it right away.
You could do a, special meeting, workshop and special meeting on the 16th
Okay,
for the purpose of having the public hearing.
all right. Well, we'll work that out then, I guess.
Yeah.
As we go through the meeting tonight, but that was the council's plan, was there's an issue that with, myself and Commissioner Harrison will not be here on the 16th. We'll be out of the area, so we were concerned that if somebody else didn't show, we wouldn't have a quorum, we wouldn't
Right.
have a meeting. So that's why they wanted to move it to the second. We can just flip them, if you wanna call the second meeting a special meeting, and that way they can go ahead and
Okay.
vote on it.
We'll have to look at making sure there's a quorum that evening and making sure there are enough people to vote so that it could be approved, so that the project doesn't get delayed, but potentially one of you could call in for just that
Do you
public
have any
hearing.
issues that you know of on the 16th? How about you, Joe?
I'm not sure.
Pete? So right now, there's not an issue.
I mean, I can call in, I'll still be here, he'll be out of
I'll be
country.
out of country.
But I'll be here, I can call in for the meeting.
You're long distance.
You paying the bill?
No,
They don't have phones in Cancun.
I'm just kidding. We'll figure it out. But we do not have enough time. The October 2nd is 14 days from now, so we couldn't get it advertised.
All right. All right, so moving on to item B under new business is resolution 2025-R-03, which is a resolution of the Council of Greensboro authorizing the town manager of Greensboro to execute necessary agreements, payment applications, contracts, and related documents in connection with the relocation of the existing wastewater pump station project to a location outside of the floodplain and the restoration of a stream bank and stormwater management practices. All right, so would somebody like to sponsor this resolution? All right, and it says that we need to vote on this tonight?
Yes, so as part of your grant agreement, as part of the project, you have to turn in a ordinance or resolution or other official action of the governing body, giving authority to execute the agreement and any other necessary documents for the completion of the project.
Okay.
So what this does is authorizes your town manager to be the signer for that project.
All right, so Pete, would you like to make that a motion to approve the ordinance? Make it a motion to approve the. And a second?
Second.
The resolution. It's a resolution. And a second?
Second.
All right. So any further discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye, it's a resolution.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, pass. I need to sign that. So while you all are signing that, I'll move on to, item C, which is ordinance 2025-0-07, which we are introducing only tonight. An ordinance of the town of Greensboro eliminating the administrative fee charged by the town of Greensboro to the town of Goldsboro and to establish a 2% monthly late fee. So would somebody like to sponsor that?
I will sponsor that.
All right? Thank you.
This is the wrong one. This is wrong. You need this. This is the resolution for. This on our pack.
Let's try that again. We just throw that one away. All right. So, item D, we're gonna introduce this as well tonight, which is ordinance 2025-0-08. An ordinance of the mayor and council of Greensboro to amend the official zoning map of the town of Greensboro to apply the essential government practices zoning district to property located at 13514 Greensboro Road annexed to town by resolution 2025-R-2. You have a sponsor for that?
I'll sponsor it.
And this one has the same, timing requirements, it has to be advertised for 2 consecutive weeks, 14 days prior, so we'll have to do that on the same evening as the resolution, but if you are okay with it, we will start submitting, so, the property right now is zoned residential, this is the property that you're trying to annex. In order, to have the pumping station moved onto it, it has to be zoned essential government services, and this is a substantially different zoning district than what it currently is in Caroline County, it's currently zoned in Caroline County. We have to apply to Caroline County to give the town a waiver to allow us to substantially change the zoning of it from residential to essential government services upon annexation. So if you're okay with it, while we wait for the public hearing, I will start the process of submitting the application to the county so that we can ask for that waiver.
Sure. I mean, they're the ones helping us get the grant, so.
Yes.
why they do it
I
right.
can't imagine that they would be opposed to it, but
Okay.
we still have to go through the procedures of it.
All right, does anybody have any problem with that, or we'd like Lindsay to proceed?
Proceed. Correct. Who introduced 07?
I have,
Christine.
And all caught up? And does Cindy have all the signed documents?
So far,
All right.
other
you
than
do.
the minutes, I'm still waiting for you to sign.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get that.
All right, so item E is the grant funding co-op agreement from MDE Caroline County and between that and the town of Greensboro. So we need to just vote on this and then sign it? We don't have to read all this. quickly.
No, so we already have an agreement with Caroline County, that's that MOU. However, MDE came back and said that they wanted an agreement between MDE, Caroline County, and the town of Greensboro, so that's what that is.
All right.
And Lindsay has reviewed it.
Yep, there are 2 separate agreements, the one is between MDE and Caroline County to ensure that they adequately and sufficiently monitor the grant, submit for reimbursements, have all the requisitioning, and keep the appropriate accounting. There's also an agreement between MDE and the town of Greensboro ensuring that, is similar, we do all the accounting, we keep the accounting, we submit for reimbursement because it's a reimbursable project, and the town has the responsibility to maintain the property and the project.
Okay, so I'll look for a motion from somebody on the council to authorize me to sign this agreement.
I'll make a motion to sign the
Pete made the motion, Christine, you make the second? All in favor, by aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the agenda is Whoville, so I will let you handle that.
So, I went back and we were able to dig a little bit deeper, into MCSJ and try to pull out some of the actual figures. There was a fiscal year 23 carryover of $6,157.22. The revenue that came in, give a total of, including the 6167, $11,588.22 to start the 2024 Whoville. By the time we added in all the expenses, it was $24,924 in expenses, so we took a loss of $15,908.66 in 2024. With that, this did not cover the fuel for the generators or the light towers, it didn't cover the overtime HR cost, for the employees. So there was 6 employees that would go out there and work 5 to 6 hours at night, most of it was in overtime. So, and then in comparison, from 2023, they had a total of 3,005 people attend, and in 2024, they had a total of 875 attend. So, with us being in September, I have to know whether or not you wanna move forward with Whoville again, or do you wanna do something different that would be more cost effective?
something.
Something different, that's what.
Well, I can tell you, I talked to a lot of the employees, their preference to do jail, and, they feel the same way, I mean.
It's a lot of work.
We ask them to go out there every weekend, you know, while that's going on, so we take them away from their families, it's just a lot of work, so yeah.
Yeah,
I would
just to
say
set up a
that's-
load is a lot.
Yeah.
Right. One
Let's get
storm,
rid of
and you're
that.
out there the next day fixing everything, so
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's a big burden.
And that'd be a cost to the town. My concern is that when it's muddy and it's only on the weekends, the lights aren't available to enjoy throughout the week. I think we can find a better way to utilize the decorations that the town can enjoy it all the time and not just the weekends when the weather's good. For the expense.
Or they get canceled because we had bad weather and we couldn't have them out there to do it, so I think it's better if we just
So
cancel
I
it.
make a motion to dismiss it, or no longer do that.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
And I wanna make clear that I don't want there not to be anything, we're gonna figure out something
Yeah.
more cost effective and beneficial to the community.
One of the things I had mentioned to Cindy, was just a thought, something very much to do, but to use some of that decoration and decorate down by the river, like we did before.
Right.
And then maybe have, a one-night thing down there by the gazebo where we can have cookies and chocolate and Santa Claus and sing some songs and everybody come out and have a good time for a couple hours and be done with it. But the lights would be up, you know,
All the
for the
time.
holiday
Right.
season, and you could light a big tree that night or, you know, something like that to make it a big event. I mean, if that's something that you guys think worth pursuing, I think we did that in years past.
Like we used to.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I thought about it. It's not my great idea.
What about a parade?
Parade would be great, but I think the days of parade are unfortunately long gone around here. It's hard to get people to commit, especially during the holiday season and, you know, the other larger towns would have larger people show up. And
It was mainly the auxiliary that did the parades.
Maybe
the
go
park,
further.
and they gave us a. So anyway, you don't need anything tonight, that's something you can work together with staff. If anybody, the public has any ideas, you know, please reach out and let us know.
Well, I can put something on Facebook too, asking for residents to engage.
I think that's a viable idea unless somebody comes up with something better. One more Whoville, it was nice while it lasted.
Yep.
All right, next on the item agenda is discussion on water sewer trash payment plan.
Okay, so again, digging into MCSJ and also staff's responsibility, we currently offer a payment plan. No other town offers a payment plan. The issue with that is that you're given a payment plan for somebody, at least 60% of the time, they're not staying up on the payment plan. It takes a lot for my staff to go in and constantly remind them that they have to pay. We're putting door hangers out, we're posting things on Facebook, and then to turn around and they don't pay, and then we have to cut them off. They get an extra 2 weeks, grace period than the normal resident. So if the normal resident, you know, pays right off the cutoff date, they don't get cut off, but if not, they get cut off. Payment plans get an extra 2 weeks to pay. So, for me, that to me is not fair, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that somebody doesn't deserve something, but I think we need to do away with the option for a payment plan. I think if somebody needs to be set up on a payment plan, we need to give them a 12-month calculation, they need to divide that by 12 and come up with maybe a monthly payment that they can maybe afford to pay. But it's taking one of my staff members 30 hours a month to track payment plans. That's a lot.
So when I buy something or subscribe to something, I'm given the option of a monthly payment, a quarterly payment, a biannual payment, or an annual payment, I can pay it all upfront, done. Can we offer something similar to that? Give the actual customer the choice to pay it monthly, pay it quarterly, or pay it.
Well, there is, they can pay whatever they want. I mean, like I just said,
Yeah.
they could get, as long as it's paid by the due date, they're fine. Problem is, we're billing quarterly, so that means they're getting 3 months worth of bills, which could be substantially high. and that's a lot sometimes for people to pay out of their pocket at one time.
But
So
the
if we-
problem is the water quarterly could change. So you're talking like, the electric company has budget billing and they estimate, but then at that last one, you could still be stuck in that same situation where you're getting smacked with any overages that you had that you weren't aware of. So that's,
With the updates to your current system that we've been discussing for the last several meetings, are you able to do monthly?
And that is something that I have looked into, that is something that I wasn't prepared tonight to bring forward, but
Okay,
I was
just a
to bring,
thought.
the next meeting was to go to a monthly billing. It might be a little bit more, costly for mailing, however, there's quite a few benefits to billing monthly, and I think it gives residents a bill that maybe they can afford instead of a 3-month hit.
I think that, you know, in prior meetings, the council has often requested to go to monthly. And usually, the pushback was because the staff couldn't handle it. Now with the additional staff that you've requested, and we get those people on board, could your people handle it then?
Well, I've got one staff member, literally 30 hours a month just handling budget plans,
So
payment plans.
I'll give you my opinion. I don't wanna get rid of payment plans unless we do go monthly. Period. I mean, the 30 hours that your person's working will cover the cost of the postage. You know, so we'll be right back where it's at, but we gotta give the people something.
Well, I can tell you this last billing cycle, everybody pitched in to look at those bills and to make sure that they were accurate and went out. And I didn't say it in my report, but every staff member in this office will be cross-trained. So that if somebody's out or something happens and they have to be out for a period of time, somebody else can jump in and do their job.
So you'd be prepared to talk about going to monthly at the October 2nd meeting if we decide to do that?
Absolutely.
Now, when would you do the billing? What I'm saying is, when would that be? You know, a lot of people have like a house payment or a car payment that's due the first of the month, so that they struggle to pay that, and then they get that on top, so are we gonna like, put it like the middle of the month and?
We currently do our billing for the town of Greensboro on the 15th of the month.
Okay.
Well, you can't make everybody happy.
No, I get that, but you
Yeah.
know, a lot of people's payments are due at the beginning of the month, so
Right.
then you're adding that too, but like you said, you're reducing your bill actually, making it easier, cause it's not such a big chunk of change to pay,
Okay.
so.
You know, I have done a lot of research on the monthly billing. It was just, the agenda was already pretty much set, so I was gonna add it on to bring it forward for discussion, but, you know, the payment plan that is currently in effect would not end until the end of December, so I was looking at ending this the beginning of 2026.
Now, what would be the grace period on a cutoff though at that period?
So you get 30 days, so you get your bill and you got 30 days to pay, and this is if we were on a monthly cycle. At that point, if you don't pay, then you're gonna get hit with a 2% late fee, but then you've got another 15-day grace period before you get cut off. So you're actually getting 45 days to pay the previous month and a half before's bill.
Are you gonna be able to keep up with that though?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, the training that we got on Wednesday showed us a lot of options we are currently not using that are to our benefit to use.
All right, well, we'll let you get your facts
Yeah.
together and we'll talk
Okay.
about it on the second. Thank you. So, the next item on here is meet the candidate, which is October the 22nd, from, it says 6 to 8 on here, but it's 6 to 9.
It's 6 to 9.
We extended it an extra hour,
We did.
and it's gonna be held at the Greensboro Volunteer Fire Company Community Hall. So if anybody has any questions about when to register, to vote or register to be a candidate, it's all posted online. If you can't find it, please call the town office. But put that on your calendar, October the 22nd, from 6 to 9 at the Community Hall to, listen to the candidates who are running for office. All right, the next on here is Bridget Keeley here. Hi, Bridget. Come on up. Yeah, you're here for the proclamation, right?
Yes.
All right. I was gonna save myself if you weren't here. So, anyway, you know, as a former law enforcement officer, it's my privilege for the town of Greensboro to recognize the program. So this is a proclamation declaring the month of September as Greensboro Goes Purple Month, to assist you with this initiative, which is a substance misuse awareness campaign designed to engage the community and educate youth and adults about the dangers of substance use while promoting prevention and recovery. Would you like to say anything to the audience while you're here?
So,
I see you're dressed appropriately.
this, Saturday, there is a memory walk in Preston, 9 to 12, so it's a park in Preston.
Well, great. Well, for everybody on your team that does a great job, congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's your resolution, you can take it back.
You're welcome.
Stay in front of all. Right. Huh?
Somebody sit next to her, please.
Yeah.
Say it again. Better looking than I am.
Thank you.
I'd be right there. Well, I'd be right there.
Thank you, congratulations. I'm sorry it's so late in the month, that somebody wondered why did we wait till the end of the month? This is when we meet, so it's our only opportunity. All right, so town council remarks. I'll go to my left first.
I really enjoyed the car show. Nice seeing everybody out there. Food was great. I was able to stay home to see the back to school efforts and, you know, that was a good day as well. So thank you to the police department. Other than that,
I'd like to say thank you, for the car show, it was very fun, just to let everybody know that the money raised for the car show is for the Greensboro, basketball, league, for the young children, so they did cover it 100%. It is election year, I know that, let's try to be very nice on social media, let's not try to campaign being nasty, it doesn't pay off at the end. Let's have respect. I think we all gotta come together as one who live in this town. And that is it. Please come out to the meet and greet, ask your questions. It will be regulated, and that is it.
I just wanna remind everybody, there's a rodeo tomorrow night out here at the community hall, the fire department, and the town attorney hall. That's tomorrow night, I'll spend $25.
What time's that start?
Yeah, what time?
Saturday? I think it's 7 to 9. 7
Gates
something.
open at 5?
Gate opens at 5.
Okay.
Is it Friday or Saturday?
Or, I'm sorry, Saturday.
Saturday.
It's more golf tournament.
yes, do that.
Bobby?
Just wanted to thank Cindy, all your hard work, your town staff, Brandon, you too, same thing, you know, you guys have been banging it up and everything, so. Thank you for all the emails that you send out, and all the text messages too, so, we appreciate that, Cindy.
Especially at 6:30 in the morning.
At least we're getting informed, so that's what we've always wanted, so that we can make these decisions.
You got my
Thank
wife
you.
asking me who's texting you.
I'm already up, so keep them coming.
That's right, keep them coming, I'm already all I go, so, yes, thank you.
So I'm gonna put a plug in, for the town is doing again this year, the annual coat drive. And so I know that are accepting, donations, if you have any winter clothing, jackets, hats, mittens, scarves, sweatshirts, snow pants, things like that. And we don't want regular clothes and all that kind of stuff. If you have anything you'd like to donate, you can please bring it here to the town hall, or you can bring it to my house, or Bobby's house.
You got it.
So it's on, November the 21st, what are the times? It will be at the
10 to
community
1?
hall.
10 to 1, and then 4 to 7. And then if we have leftovers, we're gonna do the come get all you want after 6 o'clock, because we do regulate how much they take at the beginning, 'cause some people, you know, you don't want to come take all we have. It's very slowly coming in, so I really appreciate if you're cleaning out your closet. Hoodies are a big plus, heavy sweaters, winter coats. We weren't going to, but it seems that we started getting boots, as long as they're in really good shape. Snow boots. Snow boots. So, but, what else? Gloves, scarves. Yeah.
We expect
So-
We did have a large, donation of boxes, finally picked them up. Really nice moving boxes, somebody donated, so we went back here the other day and put them together and been packing them. Also, if you wanna help that day,
Or if you wanna help the day before for setup.
right, the night before, my plan is to set up, if we can get in the community center and set it all up and be ready to roll. Last year when we went, we started at 10 o'clock, I got out there at 8:30, people were at the door. So I hope we have that again. If anyone is bilingual and wants to come help volunteer, I don't care if you give me an hour, I'll pay you. Because I am not, and we have a language barrier, so.
So, for setup the night before, what time would you need?
Is there a meeting that night or not?
What day?
The 20th.
20th of November, is that a meeting night?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be after the meeting, so you all come out there and help.
Okay.
We'll probably be out there that day.
I was gonna say, unless we can get in that day.
If we can get in that day, we'll get started
I
on
won't
it.
have a meeting that day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I can get there early.
So we all know that there are residents in our community, I can see that, there are residents of our community that can benefit from this. So if you know somebody that has
Yes.
a family that has, particularly their children, we don't want the kids out there being elderly either, tell them about it so they can come there. And if you don't have clothes to donate and you wanna donate, we'll take your money. So don't bring money to me, bring the money to the town office, and then I know the girls will go shopping, they've been to all the thrift shops, and they've done a really good job of buying a lot of stuff cheap.
Yeah, we go to Goodwill on
If
Wednesday.
you don't have clothes,
Senior
want to
Citizen
donate
Day,
money,
30%
we'll take money
off,
too.
so Goodwill, I'll do it. So.
Alright, so, since, I'm gonna forget, probably because you know me, next meeting, so you just said that. I just wanna say, we all know that Christine is not running for re-election, and that she will be leaving the board. And I just wanna say that I really didn't know you, prior to sitting on the board with you, and, it has been an absolute pleasure. You are very thoughtful, thought-provoking, and you're always looking out for the others, that sometimes the things that I know I don't think of, and it's, sometimes the things that us men don't think of, and you look at a different viewpoint. And that's always good, it's beneficial to the community and everybody here, and it's been a pleasure, and whatever you decide to do next, I'm sure you'll be great, and thank you very much. So the last thing, before I move on, is that we want to finish talking about moving the meeting. I guess we need to take a vote on that, Ms. Town Attorney. All right, so, there's been discussion about moving our regular October meeting from the third Thursday to the first Thursday. Is there a motion to do so? And then we're also gonna have the workshop flip, we're gonna flip the two. The workshop will go to the 16th, the regular meeting will go to the 2nd, and we may need to have the special meeting on the third Thursday as well.
So your dates of your meetings are remaining the same, you're just splitting the type of meeting.
Correct. So, I need a motion.
It's simpler, Trevor.
A motion for council to approve that,
I'll make the motion.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh. Alright. So anybody else, one last chance to have any remarks? Okay.
Now, you said.
I'm sorry, sir, I told you I was gonna get to you.
I just had a couple of questions.
Uh-huh.
Earlier in this meeting, you passed an ordinance having to do with lawn and trash. What does that ordinance say?
You can have it.
Wow, that was quick.
And I'll let her read that for you, it doesn't really change a lot.
It's just telling people they need to keep their grass cut.
It wasn't anything
Weeds
significant.
trimmed and trash in trash cans, and the time you can set out your receptacle to the day before trash is gonna be collected, so that your receptacle doesn't remain on the curb.
And
for
not
the
leave it
entire
out
time.
on the street.
Yep.
Yeah. And how much is the fine for the speed camera?
Chief?
Currently, it is $40.
And what is the speed limit that triggers the camera?
37.
Am I allowed to answer that?
Yeah.
Yes, 37 miles an hour.
If you hit 37, 38,
It'll send you a citation
it'll take a picture of your car.
and send the owner a ticket. It is a $40 fine, however, it does not have any points, but it goes to the owner of the car.
But just in case so you don't think you can drive 36 here, our police might get you and give you that.
Yeah.
We don't want you speeding in school.
No, people drive fast through there.
They do, yes.
So the other thing before I close, is, Lindsay, is that twice now we have had the public question about our public comment period on the agenda. And I know you put this agenda for us. I don't know if the council has an appetite to change it or not, but was there any thinking in particular that went into why it's there?
No, so the benefit was, because now you're doing agendas ahead of time, and we contemplated doing these full agenda packets that were gonna be posted, that the public would have ample notice ahead of the meetings and review the packets, so they'd be familiar with the materials, and could comment on it ahead of time before you vote on something. If you wait until the end, the public gets the benefit of hearing your discussion and then making a comment, but most of the time you've already voted by the time you get to the.
There's pros and cons to it.
You're right. So, you know, on ordinances, you have public hearings, but some of the resolutions or contracts or hiring or things of that nature, you wouldn't take public comment on during the actual agenda item. So if you have it on the agenda and you have public comment first, you're hearing from the public on those matters before you're taking a vote.
All right, so did Mr. Bill and Kim, did the two of you hear that? Cause I know the two of you had questioned it.
I did, kind of feel like if there's gonna be something voted on, then maybe there would be a public comment before the voted item, and then anything reported on could be another public comment later on the reporting.
Yeah, I mean, there are different ways you can do it. Some places have public comment at the beginning and again at the end. Some places have policies where any action you vote on, aside from a proclamation, you take public comment on. Some have policies where any ordinance or resolutions you take public comment on. So, you know, it's flexible based on how you think the best to hear from your constituents.
All right, so how about we table this until after the election, and when the new council wants to change it, maybe they can. How about that?
That's fine.
Right, sounds good to me. All right, so, I'd like for a motion to, close the regular meeting for the time being and move into a closed session to obtain legal advice and talk about personnel issues.
I will make a motion to go into closed session for legal advice.
And a second? All in favor? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're out here at 7:01.